Good morning, everybody. Hey guys, I'm trying a little bit something different. I want to take you through the whole day of what I usually show. It's the adventures and all the fixes and all the different airplanes we get to see. It's going to be a bit of a long video, but stick around if you want to watch what I do all day long. Along the way, I'll give you a little bit of commentary here and there, but enjoy. Another glorious day. Coffee's ready. Let's go to work. Starting out, 787. Be a beautiful day. Let's have some fun. You know, on a 787, I think most of you guys already know the brakes are electric. So these are all, there's no hydraulics here. It's all electrical cables, big, massive ones. So if you look closely right here, that's the brake pin, brake wear pin indicator. So as the brake pin wears, this goes flush. So the way they design it is kind of funny. See, you can see this one, you know, it's still got plenty of life left, but take a look at this one. You can barely see it. So I guess the way the cable routing they made it to design it, it's kind of hard to see, but if you put your finger down there, you can actually feel it. Here I am trying to explain Boeing engineering. This is way beyond my pay grade, but it's just little subtle differences that I enjoy and I see. Right there, it's still got plenty of life left, but sometimes it's hard to catch. But you can see it from upstairs. There's indication upstairs as well. Just a little observation. I have very long shifts because I choose to have long shifts. It's just the way it is. I pick up days, I give away days, but the thing is, I love my job. I enjoy it. It's fun for me. Don't tell this to anybody else. They pay me to have fun. So every time I step onto an aircraft and I look around, I just smile ear to ear for me. I try to make the best of it. Not every day is perfect, but I just love it and I enjoy it. I try to bring joy and comedy a little bit here and there, but I take my job also very seriously. But smiley faces and hearts all around. All right, let's go. Let's see now. This one still got the old configuration. Seat facing backwards. Or, yeah, backwards. And that one's facing forwards. I'm sure they'll update this. All the new ones are all forward-facing seats. Aviation runs on coffee, hence why you see me dragging a cup of coffee around me all day long. I think I drink an unhealthy amount, but it is what it is. Logbooks here, we'll check that in a second. But look at that. Beautiful. And here we go. Let's see now. Remember I was telling you a little bit a second ago about the brake, how you can tell the life of it from the flight deck because it has indication. Here you go. See? The top one's brake temperature. The second row is going to be tire pressure. And the last row is going to be brake life. So, as you can see, right there. Pretty cool, huh? But since we are here, yep, I'm going to ask you another question. You know it's coming. Time to time, I like to throw out technical questions. The point of this is to get you to research. Have an inquisitive mind. All this information is pretty much free on Google. Google is your friend. As I always say, knowledge takes effort. So have a stab at it. Alrighty, so I described a little bit here, but now it's time for you to do some research. Again, this is a Boeing 787, and that's my question to you. What does this mean? Percent EBA force. And it relates to these four numbers. And look, they have 4 per wheel. Notice? 4 per wheel. So that's my question to you. What does it mean right there? Percent EBA force. And why does it relate to 4 of these on every wheel? Have fun. Just doing a final little walkthrough. Well, you know, I don't know if you guys knew or not. Did you know that 787s actually have a humidification system? Yeah, this airplane has humidifiers and dehumidifiers. That's why it's so comfortable to ride this airplane. Every time I fly this airplane, never any jet lag. They're up in the ceilings. So yeah, there's humidity that gets pumped into the airplane. It just makes it a more comfortable ride. It uses the aircraft water supply system to humidify. Oh, and actually another cool little fact, inside the flight deck, there's a cool little button right above the FO's head. Right there. It's called humid. Now, you think this is for the whole airplane, right? It's not. This button is literally just for the flight deck. The pilots can control how much humidity, or actually, they can turn off the humidity in the flight deck. Pretty cool. Yes, Elvis! I meet and greet every one of my airplanes and do my walkarounds, but I love watching them roll in. I always call it my next office. Well, folks, looks like we got ourselves a tire change. Not because the tire was bad, but... On line maintenance, it's always an adventure. It's always unpredictable what you're going to get. You can have 5 to 6 airplanes roll in perfectly clean, no issues, no write-ups, no problems, and then that last one will come in with a slew of issues. Sometimes it happens in the beginning of your shift, sometimes it happens at the end of your shift. But nonetheless, it's never boring. I'm going to take you through this scenario where we had an issue with this one. On my walk around, I noticed some damage on the brake fans on this Airbus 321. So, have at it. Check it out. The tie bolt snapped and it damaged the fan. So, that's going to be fun. Safety devices are in, breakers are pulled. Let's jack this bad boy up. Just a heads up, what I'm going to be showing you here is bits and pieces of the job, not the whole thing. It's just a moment where I can pull out the phone or just record something real quick, just to document it. So everybody that's going to jump in the chat and say, oh, you didn't do this or you didn't do that, please keep calm, don't worry, everything was done per maintenance manual procedures. Remember, I told you, I take my job very seriously, but I do enjoy showing it to you. Deflation of the tire is a necessity. It's for our safety. It's to ensure that the tire, if damaged, does not explode on us. And there's a quick little view of how far the jack goes up. After which, me and my teammates are here. We use the tire dolly and removed the tire right there. And now we get to inspect why it actually deteriorated and why the brake fan was damaged. And the culprit was right here, a broken tie bolt. We found it. After this, a massive inspection goes through. We have to take a look at all the important components, making sure the brake is not damaged, no other components are damaged. Fast forward, again, not all the things I can show. I literally have the phone in my pocket and I just hit record so you guys can see only half of the screen. I apologize for that. But this is the new tire getting installed. There was no damage on the brake, all was good. So getting that nut secured, really tightened, or just snugged up. We want to see at least 1 or 2 threads, and then getting a torque wrench ready. Most people are curious about how many foot-pounds or how much is the torque. Well, on the Airbus 320 family, it's usually about 300 foot-pounds initial, and then we release because we want to set the torque, and then 150 foot-pounds to finalize it. But regardless of that, here is the damaged components right here. That's the fan assembly right there and the housing. And my silly little montage here. Yeah, hurry up and wait. Parts. That's the life of aircraft maintenance. Sometimes we gotta wait around for parts. but you can't beat the view. You're hanging out with an airplane, you're watching airplanes take off. It's always a challenging job. It's always adaptive. And thankfully, we actually had all the parts that we needed, and I was very happy about that. And then we just go through the installation process. That's the housing for that holds on to the shroud, that holds that cover that goes around the wheel. But the fan itself is actually installed onto the axle. You'll see it here in a second. I'm fumbling around over here because I kept on grabbing the wrong socket. There's two sockets that you need over here. Oh, here's a fun one, by the way. Everybody always gets this very misunderstood. All aircraft are SAE standard. I'm using a 3/8 socket over there to tighten up that V-band over there. Everybody thinks it's metric for aircraft, but no, most of it is SAE standard. Don't ask me why, ask the manufacturers, by the way. Regardless of that. We also got a brand new brake fan itself, the brake fan impeller, that's what I should say. And then, as you can see, I'm installing that. With everything going, we're trying to work as fast as possible because we know passengers are waiting. We don't like taking delays, it sucks. But safety always comes first. And now I'm gonna get some random comments saying, where are your gloves? Where's your PPE? Blah, blah, blah. You know what? You go ahead and try changing out gloves about 10 times, especially when your hands are sweaty. Not gonna happen. I have been doing this for way too long, and I personally just, at one point or another, the gloves come off. Literally, the gloves come off. And I don't care how dirty my hands get. You know what? I'm a mechanic. That's the way it works. If you're a mechanic, you know, if you know, you know. Get your hands dirty, it's fine. Wash it off later. Now watch my impeccable safety wire technique. I am a boss at this. No, I'm just joking, no. But it does take skill and effort to learn safety wire. I will be making a further video on all safety wires just to give you guys a glimpse on what kind of safety wire is involved. But this is a skill that needs to be very well learned when mechanics are coming out of school. So please learn this skill. But anyway, the impeller is installed, all good and done. Gonna give it a nice pigtail so it doesn't cut the next guy. And then we put the shroud and just align it all. It's pretty self-explanatory. This is not a hard job. It's just a little bit laborious. That's about it. Nuts and bolts, ladies and gentlemen. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and just follow the manual. It's not rocket science. What is rocket science is, though, finding the problems. This is why I always say a good mechanic is a troubleshooter, a finder. Anybody can turn a wrench. You can learn to turn a wrench. Turning wrenches is simple, but finding problems and solving problems, that's when you get to the true essence of maintenance. Maintenance is all about harnessing that inner mindset of knowing or understanding how things work and having the capacity of fixing it. Basically, just understanding how to interpret manuals and understanding how things work. I'm babbling now. I'm gonna shut up. Life's not perfect. Better safe than sorry. Oh yeah. If anybody's wondering what that is, those are safety devices, ladies and gentlemen. We install safety devices on a landing gear, making sure when the aircraft is getting jacked up or jacked down, there's no, how can I say this? There's no possibility of the landing gear collapsing on us. We're literally under the aircraft. These things weigh thousands of pounds. Trust me, you don't want an airplane falling down on you while you're doing maintenance. So main wheels, nose wheel, all of it gets safety devices. We lock it out. There's certain portions on the pivot points where you can just literally install those, and however much hydraulic power is going through it, it's not going to move. This is the functional check of the brake fans. What you're hearing there are the brake fans, and they are the most annoying sound in the world on the Airbus. Everybody likes to cry and talk about the barking dog or whatever. No, trust me, if you're an aircraft maintenance technician and you're around these things, trust me, it is the most annoying sound ever. It's louder than the air conditioning system, louder than engines, louder than any hydraulics. It is horrible. But anyway, the brake fans worked. My partner upstairs did his operational check, and I'm downstairs making sure they work. And that's about it. And then we kick this bird out. On to the next one.
That's how we do that. We're done. Get out of here. Don't want to see you here again. Back to the National, second half. Let's go. Just gave this GE90 some nice oil.
As I mentioned earlier, I work very unusual shifts. I pick up days and I give away days. So this is a 16-hour day. So you're gonna see this from day to nighttime. And I go from basically from all our fleet types. I work on Airbus, all our 320 family. I work on 787s. I work on 777s. I work on 737s. So you're gonna see it all today. This was a pretty adventurous day. And on this one, this was an ETOPS check, so we're performing our maintenance duties, extended operations checks. I made a whole video on that one. I'll post that one later on. But yeah, it's pretty fun. Check it out.
My partner's doing a walk around. Let's go upstairs, see what kind of trouble we can get into. Alrighty guys, so far so good. Cabin's good. We finished up the back side over there. Everything up here is good except for a few things. Might have to service the hydraulics just a bit, the center and the right. See, when the system is running, it drops down a little below. So I'm gonna go downstairs and service that up. That's easy. Otherwise, it's a pretty good bird. It was a one minor write-up. It was somebody couldn't recline their chair, but I'm gonna blame it on operator error on that one. All right, let's go.
All right, so on this one, we had to service hydraulics on this 777-300. It's on the right side over here. Very easy latch openings right there. Boeing is always very good about this. This is the only discrepancy I always have with Airbus. Airbus always has screws with the belly panels. With Boeing, you can just pop open panels like this very easily. And there is the hydraulic servicing area. We're going to be doing it manually. We got a Bowser right there, and I got the camera set up right there. Just take off the little receptacle right there. Get your wrench ready and get a towel ready, because you don't want any of that sky drawl. Sky drawl is horrible, kids. Don't get it in your eyes. It will hurt. Anyway, long story short, we attached a hose right there, and the gauge is right there to the left or to the center, to the screen right there, as you can see. Tighten that up, and then we can select the system we want to service. There's 3 systems on the Boeing 777. Right system, center system, and left system. On this particular aircraft, the right and I believe the center was the one that was a little bit low. Seepage always happens, guys. Don't panic. It's just normal. That's the way it works. Airplanes go through a variety of temperature changes and pressure changes. That basically happens. Fluid seeps out. But we serviced it all up. I pressurized hydraulics, making sure everything's okay. She was good to go. And this ETOPS bird was heading out to London, if I remember correctly. So yeah, and she was good to go.
And look what a treat. What a treat. Look what came in. One of our beautiful 737.
I work in LAX, and we rarely get 737 MAX aircraft. So when I always get to see one, I love to walk around and take a look at it. She's a beautiful bird. I actually love this thing. So well designed. But here, I'm going to stop talking. Go ahead, take a look at all of the fun things we saw.
Maxes. Look how beautiful this is. This is actually one of the most brand new ones. This thing is so shiny clean. Oh my goodness. I love it. I love it. It's gorgeous. This thing is brand spanking new. Woo-wee. There you go. CFM Leap 1B. Look at this thing. Not a speck of dirt on this thing. It's as clean as it gets. That's a beauty. I know, guys, I've been driving you nuts with all the stories I got today. Probably too many of them.
You know, it's funny to me. If you ever meet me in real life, I'd like to talk, but not that much. But when I'm alone and when I'm around my airplanes, and for some reason my brain just shifts and I talk and I talk and I talk. I talk too much is what I do, just like I'm doing right now. But I love these things. I love these airplanes. And everything I look at and I see, it brings my talkative personality out, and I can't help it. These machines are beautiful, and I am blessed that I get to fix them. I'm going to keep talking. Sorry.
You guys got to see a lot of cool things. We've got a few more airplanes left to work on and be done, but that's always nice to see this thing. Look at that. That's just a work of art. Modern day masterpiece right there. Check out the wheel well. Yeah, this thing is brand new. Oh man, oh man. Look at that. Yeah, this is a mechanic's dream come true. An airplane this clean. Look at this. Beautiful, absolutely. Even these things, the flappers, when the wheels come up, when the flappers cover this area, look, brand new. Not even a scratch on them. Man, oh man. There you go. There's your screenshot. There's your new phone screensaver. Take a snapshot. Man. Nice little look at the... I keep forgetting the proper name for these. I think it's called a split scimitar. No, it's not. There's a special name for them. I can't remember it right now. I'll look it up later. That's beautiful, though.
You know, the weirdest thing about me is that I'm obsessed. And that's the best word I can put for this. I'm obsessed with this profession. I love it. I love it through and through. It's one of the most amazing things, one of the most amazing jobs that you can ever have. And being able to accomplish such tasks to make sure these machines are airworthy as an aircraft maintenance technician, and making sure that people on board are getting on there and you know it's safe. Because I know it's safe when I work on it. It brings calmness to my heart. It's a beautiful feeling knowing that you know what you're doing and you love what you do. You know, people say everybody has a purpose in life. This is my purpose in life. I was born for this. I was meant for this. And trust me, every single airplane I touch, I guarantee you, you will fly safe.
Small, tiny space. But the big improvements are these massive screens. And pilots love these screens. Gorgeous. Now, you know, the technology is actually upgraded. It's almost like a baby 787 because it almost has the same type of selector knob when you want to interface the aircraft. Let's brighten these up real quick. And let's go see what's changed over here. So basically everything's digital. That's analog. Or excuse me, used to be analog. Now it's digital. Let's go into the maintenance system.
for any of you that are going to jump into the comments and say Boeing is trash and this and that. Airbus is better than Boeing and Boeing or better than Airbus. Please don't. I don't need that. Look, I know the MAX went through its horrible stages, but the aircraft is perfectly fine. I've been on it. I work on it. I can guarantee you its safety. The airplane is one of the best narrow body aircraft in the world, but it's subjective to your persona, or how can I put this? It's subjective to how you perceive aviation. The only way I can tell this to you is you have better flown both aircraft. Either you better be a pilot on both Airbus and Boeing, or you better be a mechanic that has worked Airbus and Boeing. That's the only time that you have a legitimate argument and an opinion. Otherwise, your opinion does not matter. You're just being biased just because you think something looks pretty. That's it. Hate me, like me, I don't care. It doesn't really matter. But in reality, if you ever compare both manufacturers, then I'm sorry to tell you, you're a fool. It doesn't work that way. You have to look at it from a very deeper mindset of understanding what the aircraft is capable of and what it can do and what it cannot do. And guess what? Both manufacturers, Airbus and Boeing, are capable of doing everything. Can I solve this issue now? Okay, I'll stop talking. Keep watching. Switch over. System. There you go. There you go. Now you can see it's almost like the 787. You can look at status messages. You can look at parameters. But obviously no trackpad like the 787. You have to do it with this little scroll wheel. But it's almost exactly like the 787 interface, just a little bit more dumbed down. But it's still pretty cool. Makes it easier to work on. So you can not only interface from here, obviously, from both sides, but you can also interface from back over here. So you can also do tests. We can enable the ground test to enable, and then also select from here. So if you go like this, now you can see I can go through the menus from here, and we can test the systems. Anyway, it's a pretty cool airplane. Another cool little difference. Let's see now. Oh, remember the PSU light that I always mentioned? Let's see. Test this. The PSU light that was overhead on the Max, it's been replaced. The PSU light is gone. It's replaced by a light called maintenance. So there you go. But everything else is pretty much the same. A few little configuration differences, a few color differences, but mostly all the same. There you go. There's Christmas trees for you. Lights all over the place. And last but not least, of course we're going to do it. We are not leaving without going to guns. Not actual guns, guys. It's just a stall warning test. We do this very periodically, especially for pre-flight, and especially when pilots do this. They do this all the time, but it's always fun. The stick shakers, I love it. Well, it's come to the end of the journey, and this was the last flight of the day. This was going out to Haneda, and yeah, as always, just keeping due diligence, keeping our airplanes airworthy, as always. Let me know, guys, if you guys enjoyed this type of content. I'll keep on doing this. This was the first time, and this is a very long video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around. If you did watch it to this end, appreciate you. Take care. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.